Hey guys, it's Joe from Smart Home Makers. In this video, I'm going to give you a smart home app tour on my new iPhone 12 that I just recently got. While I was actually getting this all set up, I figured out I have too many smart apps. I have around 20 smart apps and I want to show you all of them in this video. Let me know in the comment section down below if you actually have ever counted how many smart apps you have on your phone. Now let's roll the intro and let's get into it. So let's get this show on the road. So the apps are no particular order, just random order. So let's get started. First app, the Little Home app. This is actually an app that I just recently downloaded. This was because of a video I made when I was unboxing all of the Lidl products. Now I don't actually use this app anymore and I actually don't use the gateway anymore. So potentially you could uninstall this. The reason why I don't use this anymore is because all of this has been integrated into Home Assistant, which is another app which I'll show you, which is my main open source automation platform that I actually use. Second one up is the Casa app from TP-Link. Now this app has only one device, a smart plug, and this smart plug is currently actioning my Christmas tree. I do not use this app actually. I only use it once to set it all up because again, this has been integrated into Home Assistant. I'm not going to say that for everything that I'm going to go through in this video, but just give you an idea. Next one up is the LifeX app. Now this app I haven't actually set it up at all because I've managed to integrate this into the HomeKit app, and the light bulb is actually the one right above me right now. So this LifeX app, I don't really need it unless I need to update like a firmware, but I've never done that before on my LifeX bulbs. So the EWE-Link app is an app that is dedicated for my Sonoff switches. So I have 3 switches. I have one in this room called the Inspiration Room, I have one in the dining room, and one in the kitchen. All these 3 switches basically are all exposed into Home Assistant. So never use this app. But I do remember that when I actually set this app up for the first time, it asked me my email address and things like that. So I wasn't too keen on this. And I haven't read good things online about this app in terms of security and cloud, but you know, I might be wrong. So yeah, I don't really use this app much. The 5th app in the list is the Harmony Hub app. Now this is a smart device I've had for, I think 4 or 5 years now. One of the first ones I've actually bought. And it was a fundamental piece of my entertainment system. Now I do have it plugged in. It was unplugged for a couple of years. I plugged it back in, but I seldomly use it nowadays because everything that I actually need to do, I can do it without the Harmony Hub. It also comes with a remote, but the remote has been misplaced, so I don't really use this much anymore. The 6th app on the list is the Tado Radiator Valve app. Now this is a new product that I installed 3 months ago, and I've got 2 of them, one in this room, one in the bedroom. And yeah, I could pretty much don't use this app, used it only for the setup, only once. Nothing special really, it just does the normal thermostat functionality, turning on and turning off. But overall, good experience. The app looks good. No problems at all with this. Now, if this then that is an app that does cloud integrations, and this app is actually sort of what made me start using Home Assistant, because when I was thinking about this, I was trying to understand how these other gadgets can interact with each other. But this interacts over the cloud, and I think now they've changed the subscription fees and how they use it. One thing I was using this for was to sync my Fitbit scales to the home health app. I don't know what the name is, but basically to update the weight information in there, and a couple of other minor things that I was using this for. I wasn't using it that much because there was too much of a lag between the commands, in my opinion. Number 8 on the list is the Amazon Alexa app. So this was my first voice assistant. I've had the original Echo for around about 4 or 5 years, And this guy that gets used sometimes, it gets used to talk to Alexa when I'm not there. Specifically when I wake up in the morning and after the alarm's already gone off and I can hear the alarm, instead of me walking back up and shouting stop, I can just tap this button and do it here. So that's one of the functionalities. You can also do like a few other things that control your devices, set them up, set groups up. So I was used to use this at the beginning, and then I just stopped using this app anymore, not using it that much anyway. The next app in my list is the PlayStation 4 second screen. Now this app is actually interesting. You only use it once to set up your sync between your PlayStation 4 and for example Home Assistant in my example. And once that's done, you can basically get rid of this app. You don't need this anymore. Right, so we're moving on to the next page. We have Life 360 app. The Life 360 app is used to do device tracking, and that's what I'm testing out currently to actually activate my zones in Home Assistant, so I can do geolocation based automations. Next app is Shelly. So Shelly, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to show you. This is that little device that is sort of a Wi-Fi relay, and you can connect it up and have your device gadgets do certain things. So you can turn lights on or activate motors, for example. So I have two. I have one in the downstairs loo. I have another one in the garage. I actually have a third one on my front light porch, but I haven't set this up properly, as you can see. Now the next one is one of the most famous apps, the Philips Hue app. I'm invested a lot of money into these smart bulbs before I knew any better and I knew about alternatives. But to be frank, these have been rock solid, have been working fine, never had one bulb have an issue. I have multiple rooms, as you can see here. I use them all the time. And now that I started this channel, YouTube channel, I'm trying to explore different type of bulbs to get an opinion. This app does get used quite frequently. It gets used by myself and by my wife. So we do use this app a lot. Main reason we use it is because I like the functionality of setting up these preset colors. So the Savannah Sunset, Tropical Twilight, it's a very, very quick way of just changing your colors without going manually and changing each bulb in each color. I haven't figured out a way of doing this, for example, like in Home Assistant. So, I need to figure it out. Now we're going to move to another really famous app, the Google Home app. So after buying the Alexa, I decided to buy the Google Mini to try it out. And with that came this app. Then afterwards I started buying Nest products. So that integrated quite well here. I bought a Chromecast. So a couple of things here. I don't use this app much at all, really, to be honest. Only the very rare times that I actually need to give some Google Assistant commands. Very cool app, nothing wrong with this app. I like the look and feel of the app. I prefer this over the Alexa's look and feel. That's my personal opinion. Smart things, you can see here we've got two apps. We have the classic version, I believe, and then we have the sort of actual new version, this one here. And these two were my first smart hubs, and I had this running for 3-4 years until I replaced it with Home Assistant. And eventually I started not using it to the point that I don't use it anymore. I have one thing left to migrate over. It's like a contact. I have a contact and an LED strip with a power outlet. And now I've got everything really to move it. Nothing wrong with smart things, loved it. It gave me, it was my first love really. And I sort of cannot knock it down. Only thing is, in my opinion, there were some limitations in the things I could integrate into it. The next app is the Eufy Home, and this is my RoboVac, my RoboVacuum. I love this device, and this is very simple. It does not much. It just starts the RoboVac, stops it, sets a timer. I think I do use a timer here. Can't remember how to use it because I've updated the app so many times. In the meantime, there is a timer where this robot goes and does its thing. So very nice looking app, nothing really to say about it. This is an iOS exclusive, the Home app. This app is actually I do use this a lot, and this is the sort of second most used smart home app. And I use this for a lot of reasons. The reason why I use it is because it's so much interconnected with iOS. So if I use Siri, for example, I can control things. If I have a HomePod downstairs, which I can send commands to, I can easily shift down, and I have immediately here some actions. I have my home favorites, so I can actually quickly do actions like opening the garage door or turning a light on. So that's quite valuable to me. That is why I use HomeKit, and I use the Home app to actually turn on and turn off things a lot. But I do not use it for automations or routines or scenes, things like that, right? And a lot of these are integrated thanks to Home Assistant anyway. So Home Assistant has a component called, but there's like an integration into HomeKit, and that means that you can bring devices from Home Assistant that don't naturally pair with HomeKit. You can actually get them in, right? It might not be reliable 100% of the times, but you can do it, and I'm testing it, and I might do a video about it in the future. Let me know if you would be interested down in the description below. So that's enough about Home. Now we gotta go and talk about Home Assistant. Home Assistant is the actual app that I use, and it's the full-blown app with all of my devices integrated. Basically everything is integrating into it, and I can set custom dashboards. I can turn things on, monitor statuses, watch camera feeds, create automations. The actual cool thing I like about Home Assistant a lot is that the version that's on the app pretty much can do anything that the version on the laptop or the URL can do. I'm going to make a dedicated video about why I use Home Assistant. So subscribe to the channel and let me know down below if you would be interested in that. So next up we have Nest. With the Nest app, I've always found it a little bit slow in opening up the app. It takes a long time to actually respond, and that has been my biggest problem with this app. And actually it's made it quite frustrating when people are knocking, ringing the doorbell, and I have to immediately, want to talk to them, and it always takes some time. And even with this new iPhone 12 that I now have, it sort of seems that it's always taking a long time to just open up and give me a response. I have a dedicated access point downstairs, and I've paired my Nest device into that, and still, even the front door, there's a little bit of a lag. But overall everything works quite fine. The thermostat works beautifully, and this has been running for a couple of years, so I think 3, 4, 5 years now. So one of my first devices. So no, this is a very cool app. Very recently, Home Assistant and Google, they worked on a new API. Well, sorry, Google worked on a new API, and Home Assistant developers worked on integrating with it, with the Smart Device Management API. And now you can connect Nest devices into Home Assistant, which is really cool. Now, Sonos, you could argue it is or isn't an actual smart home app, but I do use it, and I integrate it a lot and use it for announcements, and I use it just to play music, play radio stations, and do some sort of automations of that kind. I love Sonos, love the quality of their products, love the audio experience. I used to have a 5.1 surround system, but I sort of decided to sell it and get Sonos. So I'm not an expert in audio system, but I just love this product. And the last product I actually use is the Unified Protect, and this is my surveillance system. Cameras are internal in the house, and I'm quite cool with this. It works fine. It records locally on an NVR on its own Unified Cloud Gen 2 NVR, so that works really well, and you can set everything up, notifications, alerts, whatever. Again, this integrates into Home Assistant, and you can see all of the camera feeds by the RSTPS feed that they have, that you can set up from the Unified Protect app. I'm pretty sure there's some apps that I haven't got downloaded on my phone and I actually forgot about. I hope I haven't forgot about anything, but if I have, I'll let you know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and let me know how many smart apps you have, and if the actual famous smart apps you think I should try out, or products I'm completely ignoring that I actually should be checking out, let me know. I'm going to leave you a playlist here to click to check out my best videos from smart home makers. See you in the next one and stay safe.